Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, A Little Geek, A Little Chic. Today we are going to talk about book New Year's resolutions. So grab yourself your beverage of choice and let's talk about our goals. Let me start by saying I am so glad you guys have joined me to talk about my bookish resolutions for 2021. Now, I don't have a vast quantity of resolutions, but I promise they will be quality resolutions. So, first on my list is to read more books from my bookshelf because I have quite a few. I'm not going to tell you how many that I have yet to read that I own. So, that plus all the ones I got for Christmas, and my birthday's in April, so I'm assuming I will get more then. I'm going to try to read the majority of books that I own this year. I'm not saying that I'm on a book buying ban because you gotta replenish your shelves. But I do want to get through a lot of my books and potentially utilize my library card a little more through digital downloads and physical pickups. So that is another goal of mine. The second one on my list, I have it over here, so you see me checking, that's why, is to, I'm going to grab this, complete my book journal for the year and make more notes about the books that I read to make your guys' experience when I come to you with my wrap-ups and let you know what I read and what I thought about them a little bit more cohesive and a little bit better. So I can actually put I read a book and I love the book and the book will stick with me, but to remember it, to describe it to you and like character names and stuff, not a chance. So that I need to get better at this year for me and for the channel. I know that. The other thing that I have in this journal that is very important to me is this at the beginning, there is a challenge and I want to complete this challenge. And it says things like, read a book about books. Okay? Read a book you would normally consider a guilty pleasure. So I have some of those on my shelf. So we're going to have to get into some of those romancy ones. Or maybe it'll just be, I don't know what else would be a guilty pleasure. If you have suggestions, list them down below because I am interested in a guilty pleasure read. And I've already read 50 Shades of Grey, so let's not put that on there. Number 3 on this list is a book about a current social or political issue. So that's super cool. I can't wait to read about that. There's so many right now, and there are so many books that fit that. So I'm very excited to read one of those. Next is a book that was originally published in another language. So I'm excited to find one of those. I think Frederick Bachman might have been initially published in another language, but I'm going to do some research on that one to see what I own that was published in another language first and see what I can come up with for that one. The next one is a book with an LGBTQ main character written by an LGBTQ author. That I am also very excited for. I do have quite a few books on my shelf with LGBTQ rep, but I'm not sure if the author, if it's an own voices written by someone who is of the LGBTQ community. So that I have to find out. That's the part that's going to take me a little bit of time to figure out, but who knows? Maybe the first book I pick up from my shelf that I know is LGBTQ rep will be from an author of the LGBTQ group. So we'll see if I can find one on my shelf. If not, I will find one and I will pick it up. Next is reread a book you read in school. Now, I have quite a few of these, and some of them are middle grade and some of them are YA, and I'm very excited to read a book that was potentially my favorite in school and see where it sits with me now. It doesn't have to be a super long book. It can be a shorter book that I read in school. It doesn't matter. As long as I read it in school and I'm rereading it. That's all that matters. An award-winning young adult book. Those I have. One of them is behind me, and it is top priority on my list this year, and that is Scythe by Neal Shusterman. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let's just get him down, that he has won an award for this book. And it is, in fact, a young adult. So that is going to be on my list shortly because I have the whole trilogy now, like you saw in my Christmas book haul, and I'm excited to get into it. So that is definitely probably what I'm going to read for the award-winning young adult book. The next one is a book with an immigrant or a central immigration narrative. So that one, I'm not sure what I want to read. Potentially this Transcendent Kingdom, but I don't know. I have a few actually that I can pick from. So at the time, I'll decide what I want to read to fill that prompt. That's followed by a collection of short stories. I don't own very many of those. I had one. I read it. And I don't know if I have any more. So I may have to purchase or library a collection of short stories. And I'll have to see what, at the time I'm feeling. I think it might be more of a summary read, the collection of short stories, or potentially a spooky read collection of short stories, because those are always good. And I know Stephen King has a few. So I did read one of his collections of short stories and I didn't enjoy it. So I might need to find someone else. But I'm excited to figure that out. The next one is a book about space. I have quite a few of those on my TBR for this month. Plus I also have quite a few that are still on my shelves that are a space sci-fi kind of book. But I don't know if it means about space, like physically, like the actual entity of space. Like the moon and the stars and like just a science book, or if it means like a sci-fi book. If you know, if you're doing this Reading Riot challenge, tell me which way you're going with this one, because I'm not sure which way to take this one. So your assistance would be an asset. So comment down below. The second last one is a book published by an independent press. Again, I have no idea. So I'm going to have to do some research on that one to check off that prompt. And the final one is a book by an author from another continent. This one I can definitely get done because I think Frederick Bachman is one, but also I believe that Grady Hendrix might be one. And I have a couple of his books to read during spooky season. He's a horror writer, and I can't remember where he's from. If it's Sweden or Switzerland or Austria, or I'll figure that out and see if he's from another continent or not. But that is another one of my goals for 2021 is to use my journal to make the videos better for you guys and get through that challenge that's in there. Sorry if the angle has changed for you guys. My phone was doing some wonky things, so I had to stop and do something different. So now we will get back into the list. And I think where we were at was the Goodreads. So I have a challenge for myself this year to really understand and appropriately use Goodreads for recording the books that I have read in the year. I want to be part of the challenge. I love the idea of a challenge. How many books are you going to read challenge? And then you mark them down. What happens is I read like 3 or 4 books. Then I go back and try to edit them on Goodreads. Now, the issue we have with that is Goodreads, I can put in a start read and an end read date and then go, yep. And it doesn't update to my shelf. My Goodreads challenge read books thing does not update, even though I finished it within the challenge window. And literally, let's say I start a book on April 4th and I finish it on April 6th or 8th. Then I go and in May, I'll remember and I'll go plug it in. Doesn't show up on my challenge. So if you guys have had issues with Goodreads, please let me know down below how you fix this problem. Is it because I'm doing it from my phone and I have to use a PC? I'm not sure. But any assistance would be appreciated because this year I would really like to keep that up to date and current for you guys. Also, I'm interested in getting some more friends on Goodreads, but I'm not quite too sure how to open it up to everybody because apparently some people say they can't find me on Goodreads. So I got to figure that part out too. Let me know if you know how to do either set your visibility better so that you guys can find me, or the best thing is for me is how to use the Goodreads challenge appropriately. So those are 2 things that are on my list for my Goodreads goal for 2021. Let's get into what you're here for. I'm looking over here to just see what I had and to make sure we've discussed it all. So another thing I would like to do is post content regularly. So 2 to 3 videos a week will be my regular attempt at BookTube. I may not always hit that, but I'm going to do the best I can. And I would like you guys to comment and let me know which days you'd like to see videos. If you'd like them on Mondays and Fridays, okay. If you'd like them on Tuesdays and Saturdays, sure. I'm kind of playing with what days to do in my brain, but if you guys have booktubers that you watch frequently and you have days that you watch all your booktube videos, so you'd like mine posted the same days, let me know. If you have a lot of booktube videos you watch on certain days and none on some other days and you'd like some content on those days, let me know that too. That is my goal number. I'm not even sure what number I'm on anymore, but I'm on my last goal now. And that is to read. How many books do you think I picked this year? Drum roll. 75 books. 75 books from start to finish is my goal for this year. I am hoping I can get well above that, but I'm not sure because last year I only read about 55 books. And the year before that I was in like the 50 realm. So I'm trying this year to boost it up and I'm going to go start small and go 75. I was going to say 100, but I'm not sure if 100 is realistic. Like, can I read 10 books a month-ish? 8? I don't know about that one, but maybe I can. Okay, change of plans. We're going to do it because I like a nice even number, and 2021 is going to be a year that is going to be much better than 2020. We are going to do 100. 100 books this year. That is my new goal for myself that I just set now with you guys, and let's see if I can get to 100 or at least get close. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video shortly. So please like and subscribe down below, and be sure to get your reading goals listed down below so we can all complete them together.